no!
I swear, I did not take it. I would never.
Lord, since the moment they accused me, I have prayed, I have cried, I have begged you to reveal the truth.
Let the truth come out. Let the innocent be free. Let the guilty confess.
Amara and Lydia had been friends for years. They grew up in the same neighborhood. They shared food, secrets, dreams, even tears. Everyone called them the inseparable sisters. If you saw Amara, Lydia was nearby. If you saw Lydia, Amara was smiling behind her. But sometimes, jealousy hides behind a smile. And Lydia had been hiding something in her heart for a long time. Amara was loved by everyone. She was kind, respectful, hardworking. People trusted her, even wealthy families in the area. That was why Mrs. Mensah, one of the richest women in the town, allowed Amara to help in her house sometimes. She trusted her completely. But Lydia had started to feel invisible. One evening, Lydia visited Mrs. Mensah's house with Amara. The house was beautiful, large living room, expensive decorations, and on the table, a small velvet jewelry box. Inside, it was a gold bracelet worth thousands of cedis. Lydia noticed it immediately. Her eyes lingered. Her heart began to beat faster. She knew Mrs. Mensah trusted Amara, which meant if something disappeared, no one would suspect Lydia. A dangerous thought crept into her mind. Just take it. No one would know. You need money anyway. Her heart pounded. Her hands trembled. But greed whispered louder. And when no one was looking, Lydia quietly slipped the bracelet into her bag. The next morning, Mrs. Mensah screamed, "My bracelet is gone." The house turned upside down. Workers searched everywhere. Drawers, cushions, rooms. But the bracelet was nowhere. Then, Mrs. Mensah asked the question that changed everything. Who was here yesterday? A maid answered. Amara came with her friend Lydia. Mrs. Mensah turned slowly. Her eyes hardened. Bring them both. Within an hour, the two young women stood in the living room. Amara looked confused. Lydia looked calm. Mrs. Mensah spoke coldly. "My bracelet disappeared yesterday." Silence filled the room. "Which one of you took it?" Amara gasped. "Madam, I would never." Then Lydia suddenly pointed. It was Amara. The room froze. Amara stared at her in shock. "Lydia, what are you saying?" Lydia folded her arms. "I saw you near the table yesterday." Amara's voice shook. "Of course, I was there. Near the table. We were cleaning." But Lydia shook her head slowly. "I didn't want to say anything, but I saw you touch the box." Mrs. Mensah's face darkened with disappointment. "Amara, I trusted you." Amara felt her heart shatter. "No, madam, please, I swear, I didn't take it." But Lydia's voice was louder. "I think she hid it." Mrs. Mensah called the police immediately. Within minutes, police officers arrived. They searched Amara's bag. Nothing. They searched her pockets. Nothing. But Lydia stepped forward. She probably hid it at home. That was enough. The officers grabbed Amara. Cold handcuffs snapped around her wrist. Amara's eyes filled with tears. "Lydia, tell them the truth." But Lydia looked away. Amara cried as they pushed her into the police vehicle. "I didn't steal! I didn't steal!" But the car door slammed and the vehicle drove away. The cell was dark, cold, smelling of damp walls and hopelessness. Amara sat on the floor. Her heart felt like it was breaking into pieces. How could Lydia do this? She whispered. Her closest friend, the one she trusted like a sister, and now she was in prison. Night fell. Rain began to pour outside. The sound echoed through the small window. Amara slowly stood. She walked to the door of the cell. Then she knelt. Tears streamed down her face. God, I don't understand. Her voice trembled. You know I am innocent. Her shoulders shook with painful sobs. I helped her when she had nothing. I defended her when people spoke badly about her. Why would she destroy me like this? Lightning flashed through the small window. Amara raised both hands. But Father, I will not fight her. Her voice grew stronger. I leave everything in your hands. She cried deeply. Expose the truth. Let justice speak. And the rain fell harder. Meanwhile, Lydia could not sleep. The stolen bracelet sat inside her cupboard. But every time thunder struck, she jumped. Her heart raced. Amara's voice echoed in her mind. Lydia, tell them the truth. Lydia covered her ears. But guilt is louder than silence. For 2 days she lived in fear. Every knock on the door terrified her. Every siren made her heart stop. Then on the 3rd day, the police came. Her stomach dropped. An officer spoke calmly. We need to ask you some questions. Lydia tried to smile, but her hands were shaking. They entered her room and then they opened the cupboard. The velvet jewelry box slid forward. And inside it, the missing bracelet. The room went silent. Lydia's face turned pale. You said Amara stole it, the officer said slowly. Lydia's legs collapsed beneath her. She began to cry. I am sorry. But it was too late. Back at the prison, Amara was still praying. The rain poured heavily around her. God, reveal the truth. Suddenly, the prison gate opened. 2 officers walked towards her. One of them unlocked the cell. Amara looked confused. Come with us, her heart raced. What happened? The officer looked at her gently. You are free. Amara blinked in disbelief. What? The real thief confessed. Her heart stopped. Who? The officer sighed. Your friend Lydia. Amara covered her mouth as tears flowed again. But this time, they were tears of relief. The officer continued. She has been arrested. She will face prison for false accusations and theft. Amara fell to her knees again, but this time, she was smiling through tears. Thank you, God. The rain slowly began to stop, and the clouds started to clear. Because sometimes people may lie, people may betray, people may destroy your name, but when the truth begins, even the storm will testify. And in the end, the truth will always prevail.